Alright, I need to talk about aim assist real quick, okay? Because aim assist is something that is just absolutely beyond overpowered in these new Call of Duty games. It's something that we all talk about, nothing gets changed, and then there's these idiots in the comments all the time saying, but it's a controller game, it's a controller game, you're playing a controller game, complaining about mouse and keyboard. That is the stupidest fucking form of discrimination I've ever heard. Yeah, so that is discrimination, man. I mean, think about it. If you're discriminating against just because it's the minority of people, 20% of people, well, that's discrimination, is it not by definition? I think it is. So while that might sound extreme because we're talking about a goddamn video game, it is still the case, man. People are paying for the product, and if they want to play on the mouse and keyboard input that is supported, and they're now being at a disadvantage because, oh, people think it's a controller game. Bro, it's a controller game because of how much the aim assist aims for you and how much you're just impaired playing on a keyboard and mouse, and that's not how it should be. If anything, it should be the opposite. I'm not saying it should be balanced in the opposite favor. It should be tried to be balanced as close as possible to be 50-50, but it should never, in my opinion, ever be the opposite. It should never be that the controller, the thing that everyone loves to talk about being so bad, it's just you're aiming with your thumb, you're so bad. That should never be the thing that is so good that makes it so that it's just impossible to play keyboard and mouse against decent players on controller. And I say decent lightly. I'm talking about like average players can outgun you if you're above average on mouse and keyboard. It's just nuts, man. And for anybody who wants to just pull out the card of you're just bad at mouse and keyboard, you're an idiot, because I will absolutely destroy you in any game. If we're talking about just pure raw aim on a mouse and keyboard, I am amazing at aiming. I'm not saying I'm some Shroud level, but I'm still really good, definitely above average when it comes to aiming on a mouse. And yet, I still cannot track these morons with a mouse and keyboard in Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3 especially, though, I feel like, because the movement is so much faster and so much better in this game. Everyone's sliding around, slide canceling and stuff like that, so you just slide around a corner, and with a controller, that shit will, like, keep your crosshair on the target, basically. With no aim assist, or with keyboard and mouse, that shit doesn't aim for you at all. Like, you have to do 100% of the work, and it's ridiculous. It is actually ridiculous, and you're going to lose that gunfight if you're going up against someone who has a controller who already has the advantage of locking on. Hell, if this game even didn't have any sort of mouse and keyboard support, there was no mouse and keyboard, nothing like that, there should still not be this level of aim assist, man. The aim assist does half of the job for you. Assistance should be like 20 or 30% of the work for you. No, this is like 50, maybe 60% sometimes. Man, I swear. I mean, this shit has been so much easier. Like, I switched to controller, I'm having so much more fun. Why? Because I don't have to do anywhere near as much work to get the same amount of kills. And I think that while, sure, that might sound good on paper, in reality, that's a stupid decision. Just giving it easy. Like, I don't know. It's just, it feels like cheating half the time. It's not, because everyone else uses a controller, right? So why would it be cheating? It's not, unless you're talking about going against a keyboard and mouse player. Then it feels like cheating 100%, because, I mean, it's not technically, but in any other game, and having that level of aiming for, soft aim, or not soft, aim assist, having that level of whatever you want to call it, would be considered soft aim, most likely in other games. It's actually brutally strong, and it's so much stronger. I feel like because of the movement in these games, they crank that shit up even more. If you compared it to like old Call of Duty games, it's not just because, oh, now we have crossplay, because it doesn't matter, because like I said in previous videos, there's so many weird mechanics with these new, the last two Modern Warfare games that completely impair the ability to aim in these games on mouse and keyboard. The way that the crosshair doesn't stay in the center of the screen, for example, it's just impossible to predict where your bullets are going to go because of that. It's just so dumb. Whereas with aim assist, or with a controller, you have that aim assist to help you not notice that. It still, can be noticed on controller, those mechanics, but it is nowhere near as bad because, like I said, you have something that is constantly helping you stay on target. Now, as I said, I switched to controller, and I would highly recommend anybody who's still trying to play keyboard or mouse on this game, give it up. That's my opinion, because I've had so much more fun the last month or whatever that I switched. The last month that I switched to this game, on controller, I've had so much more fun. That cannot be said about any other game. Any other game, I hate playing controller, unless it's like a racing game or GTA, you know, something like that that has like, you know, it's just casual or whatever. Then I'll play controller. But I'm talking about like any sort of PvP game, Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege. Nothing makes me feel like I ever need to be on a controller. Apex Legends even, and that aim assist is crazy in that game. Even that, I feel like I still have some sort of balance between keyboard and mouse and in playing controller. And I think it's because the main problem, like I've already talked about in the past, and I've just talked about, I guess, you know, a minute ago, the crosshair not staying in the center of the screen, that kind of thing, and you get like gun sway for no reason just by moving the mouse. And you're not going to notice it as much on a controller, especially if your sensitivity is not cranked. So if you just have like a regular, I don't know, 7, maybe less sensitivity, 7 on both vertical and horizontal, then it's going to be a lot. You're just not going to notice it. But on a mouse, you can make very fast movements with a mouse. You're going to notice it, and it feels like garbage. So that, in combination with the game basically aiming for you, or, you know, doing the work for you, most of the work, it's just like, bro, why would you ever want to play keyboard and mouse anymore? Like, it's just, I just think that's so dumb. That is just so dumb to not have the input be, it's just not viable. It's not viable. And anybody who says otherwise, I promise you, you're not playing against actual good people. You must be in like a skill bracket of very low skilled people, or just maybe average. I don't know. Maybe I'm above average. I would assume I am, because I'm always, not always, but like typically top of the team, even when going for camos and stuff like that. And there is skill-based matchmaking, EOMM, all this garbage, right? We don't know exactly how it works, but we know we have an idea, and it does something in there clearly, because it's still, you know, it still puts me against absolute sweatlords sometimes, but even then I'm still playing decently. But point is, I realized that in Modern Warfare 2 it is not viable to play keyboard and mouse anymore, especially in that game, because the time to kill is so low. There's so much muzzle flash, and it had the sway bullshit. That's where it came from. So there's basically, you get all these impairments when trying to play the game, pretty much. And it just made me realize, damn, I just got to play on controller, man. And I didn't want to play controller. I mean, I learned this in ranked play, because ranked play, you're going against actual good players, of course. And when that happens, it makes it even worse. Like, it's somewhat viable if you want to just play casual. It's, you know, whatever, you can do all right. But I'm telling you, man, I used to slaughter in Modern Warfare 2019 on keyboard and mouse. It is nowhere like that anymore, man. It is just not like that whatsoever. It feels like I'm constantly at a disadvantage. Oh, and the main reason I switched to controller, and I finally actually, like, I got to that point, is I'm not getting frustrated and pissed off with the game anymore. That happened, and it was all because my bullets would just go where they shouldn't be. And I know the first thing that anybody always says is just skill issue. And I promise you, those idiots have never picked up a keyboard and mouse in their life. On Call of Duty, they've never played it, and even if they have, they probably switched back to their plastic sticks right away, because they know how much better it is. They just don't want to admit how much better aim assist helps them, you know, how much aim assist improves their aim, their garbage aim otherwise. I would absolutely love a game mode, an LTM of some kind, that has cranked down the aim assist to something that is not what it is in current Call of Duty games, something that is a little less ridiculous, because it is ridiculous, and they don't want you to know how strong it is, because they want you to feel good. They want you to get those kills so that you go ahead and buy bundles. Clearly it works. See a bunch of idiots in my lobby with their Black Cell skins, with their $20, or no, it's even more, man. It's like $30 for these anime dual-wield skins. I mean, okay, sure, they look cool, but come on, man, $30? Point is, it makes people feel like they're better than they are, and it's because of that shit. That's why everyone runs controller. Everyone wants to say it's a controller game. It's a controller game because there's no point in playing keyboard and mouse when you have such a huge advantage on controller. It's so ridiculous. Like, that's the best way I can put it. And I'm not talking about people who are sitting on their couch a mile away, unless you're talking shit about keyboard and mouse, saying that aim assist, oh, you have your whole arm to aim. Yes, and you also have to put an absolute fuck ton of effort and time to get to that level. You're never going to get to that level. So, okay, here's how it works, basically. If you put a certain amount, the average controller player is automatically going to be better than someone who's even slightly above average on keyboard and mouse. Why is that? Because the aim assist does it for them. It makes them above. So you're constantly fighting a losing battle while trying to play keyboard and mouse. That's basically how it works. You're not going to win consistently when you're playing with a keyboard and mouse, unless you're Symphony, putting 8+ hours into the game constantly. And even then, if he switched to a controller, I guarantee you after he got used to it, he would immediately be a better player just because of that. He's already an insane player, but imagine he now goes ahead and switches to controller. He has that aim assist to help him now. Amazing player right off the bat. Even Scump has made it very clear that playing keyboard and mouse on these games is way harder than playing controller, and I truly trust Scump's opinion than the morons that are going to be in this comment section. And it's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. This is coming now from a controller player, I guess you could say, but I'm more of a hybrid player, I guess you could say, but I gave up keyboard and mouse on this game. Maybe for sniping, that's the only thing I'd say that it's good, because there's no tracking involved when it comes to sniping, in the sense of, like, you don't have to hit multiple bullets on someone, of course, when we're talking about sniping, so you don't have to track your target while they're moving, especially with the higher time to kill. That's just not a thing with sniping, so maybe then keyboard and mouse is still viable. But if you're talking about regular ARs, SMGs especially, because that close range, man, close range with people sliding around, especially if they slide around a corner, that gun is going to be, you're going to have to react so quickly, man. And that's another thing, reaction time. The human reaction time, I don't know what the average is. It's like, I don't even know. It's something like, I know I have like slightly above 200 milliseconds. It's not like some insane thing either. It's not 100% accurate, obviously, but like whatever. I don't know. I know it's below 200. That's what I've tested in the past a while ago. Point is, even that is still not going to be fast enough, man. That's still not going to be fast enough to keep up with whatever the reaction time of the game is. Basically whatever the game sees an enemy, I'm pretty sure it instantly reacts, man. It instantly moves your crosshair. There's no delay, and that right there would be a way to balance it. If there's no delay already, I don't know, maybe there is and it's just so hard to tell, I don't know. But if there's no delay with aim assist, there should be a 300 millisecond delay before it kicks in or something. You have to have your target, your crosshair on the target, or around the target at least, within, you know, and it doesn't kick in for at least 300 milliseconds or something like that. I don't know, maybe that wouldn't work. Maybe that's just in my head right now that would work, but that's like another big thing. The reaction time is insane. You have as a human being who has to do 100% of the work with it, it's just like impossible to consistently do it. Like I said, if you're going against average players or, like, you know, not very good players, you have a chance of doing it, but you got to be playing consistently, man. And that's assuming you're not an average mouse and keyboard player. If you're just an average mouse and keyboard player, or, you know, God forbid, a below average, you're screwed. That's basically how it is, man. Yes, you could work on getting better, but I don't think that would be the best case scenario. I think the best thing you can do is plug in a controller and learn to play on that thing, even if you hate it. I know I did. I don't like playing first-person shooters on a controller anymore. Ever since I switched back in 2017, got a PC, I just don't like playing controller anymore when it comes to first-person shooters. I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of, you just can't be as accurate usually, but in this game, it's the total opposite. And anybody who says it's a controller game you got room temperature IQ, my guy. I don't know what to tell you. You just spew the same nonsense over and over again. You think I want to sit here complaining about aim assist in 2023? No, that's why in Modern Warfare 2019, even Cold War, Vanguard even, I just ignored that shit because it wasn't that big of a problem. Modern Warfare 2 now aim assist is becoming a problem only because of the fact that now keyboard and mouse is also impaired by these stupid mechanics as well. It's bad in general because, like I said, even if controllers were the only input, it would still be bad because it's just way too much aim assist. They crank it down a bit. It's like, I don't even understand it. Not to mention, who knows if they crank this stuff up depending on, like, how you're performing in game. I wouldn't put it past Activision. Like, if you're performing really well, they crank it down, and then they crank it up for the enemy team who's getting slaughtered. I don't know. That sounds like some conspiracy shit, but I would not put it past Activision doing some of that type of shit. Not skill-based damage like people say, but skill-based aim assist, I could imagine that, that's like the only reason I'd say play keyboard and mouse, because they can't control that. But that's you know, I don't know. I'm not saying that's a real thing. That's just, I wouldn't put it past Activision is all I'm saying. But either way, that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed, a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new here and you like videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.